from PRX.
All right, everybody, this is Scoots. I'm coming to you in bed. I am getting comfortable, and I said I'm going to record this spot for Helix Sleep from the bed I love. Do you love the mattress you're listening to this show in right now? Absolutely love it like I do? Because my Helix fits my sleep needs. Does the mattress you're in suit you? Because what happened for me is I took that Helix quiz at helixsleep.com/sleep, and I got matched with a mattress that fits me. I sleep on my side. I sleep on my stomach. I don't want to wake up with aches and pains, and I like to sleep cool. I don't want to overheat. And so when I took the Helix quiz, again at helixsleep.com/sleep, I got matched with the perfect mattress with me in mind. I didn't have to go to a store. I didn't have to have a salesperson watch me. No, I got to tell Helix how I like to sleep, and they matched me with the perfect mattress. And I love the bed so much. I'm like, let me record from bed. And then when you get your Helix, it comes with a 100-night sleep trial, a limited lifetime warranty. It comes straight to your door with free shipping in the U.S. It's got a Happy with Helix guarantee, so you can rest easy with seamless returns and exchanges. And you deserve the best night's sleep possible. You owe it to yourself. So go over there and take the quiz, because not only are you going to get matched with an amazing mattress, Helix is going to offer you a special deal. And they got an amazing deal right now. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep for up to 30% off. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for up to 30% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. All right, I'm so happy to talk about tonight's sponsor, Quince. And Quince is a part of my daily routine. Quince has their superfood greens, which cuts through all that nutrition noise, all the overthinking I would have to do. Oh, everybody take this, try this. Have you tried that? No, you got to get that. You got to get that and this and that. And I say, I don't know. What's the difference between... Like with Quince Superfood Greens, it's so easy. It's so clear. I don't have to have all of these different supplements. And I've really gone down that rabbit hole. It's exhausting and confusing. But when I take that scoop of Quince Superfood Greens, I know it's going to fill in all my nutrient gaps, support my overall health. It's going to taste good. And I know I'm getting an amazing deal because it's from Quince. Quince Superfood Greens combines 78 high-quality ingredients into just one scoop. It has vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and whole food sourced greens. It's made in the USA and rigorously third-party tested. It's free from soy, stevia, major allergens, and has no artificial sweeteners. Quince works directly with trusted manufacturers, so you know you're getting premium wellness ingredients without the inflated markup. And instead of taking like 6 or 7 different things and still wondering if I'm getting everything I need, if I'm filling in all those nutrient gaps, now I just take that Quince Superfood Green scoop, mix it up, and I know I'm covered. Doesn't it sound so easy? And it tastes good too? And it's a great deal? Fill the gaps your diet leaves behind. Go to quince.com/sleep with me for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/sleep with me for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/sleep with me. Check it out. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Thanks, everybody. Friends beyond the binary. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hello, bakers. It's time for Sleep With Me. Whether you prefer your wafer as a mat or your biscuit as a knoll, or you know what I like to do is sit on a knoll, Knoll, if that's how it's spelled, or a notch in a tree, low notch, or looking at a notch. I'd love to have a wafer and a biscuit while on a knoll or a notch, or on a mat for that. Pardon the pun. But yeah, I mean, that's the truth. Welcome to Sleep With Me. If you're new, the podcast that puts you to sleep. This episode's about the Great British Bake Off baking show. later, and I'll explain all. But I'm glad you're here if you're new. This show's very different. It's here to be your friend in the deep, dark night. Maybe bring you some sleepy joy and delight. Or gelite, if you were going to put that in a biscuit, put some gelite in there. This biscuit is delightful. Thank you. Thank you. It's got extra gelite in there. Gelite is just it's a essence. It's not an essence either. It's just it's a thing. You taste it with your heart. Gelite, you taste it with your heart. So if you're new, you're definitely wondering what's going on right now. But if you're a regular listener, a nightly listener, or you just come back to the show when you need it, I'm so glad you're here. For new listeners or anybody coming back, this free ad-supported, listener-supported version of the podcast benefits like a lot more people than only a paid podcast would be. So yeah, we got support coming up, so the paying for the show is optional. The sponsors and the supporters make that happen. Then after that, it'll be a long, meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. And then after that will be our discussion of Great British Bake Off. So it's kind of like I touch base with you, welcome you in. We wind down or lower the volume on the day, have a nice buffer. And then we carry you off into dreamland. So I'm glad you're here. I really hope this show can help you out. And if you listen on a nightly basis, if this show changes your life in a positive way every single week, if you could consider checking out these sponsors or supporting the show directly, I'd love to be able to keep doing that long into the future for you and for all the other people that listen occasionally and stuff like that. Thanks. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Talkiatry. And if you're here at this podcast, you might be looking for some extra help, right? It's not just a rough patch. It's something you need real tools for. And maybe even more than self-help or just talk therapy. Talkiatry connects you with real psychiatric care so you can actually understand what's going on and get a treatment plan that works. Because a lot of times trying to figure out how to get the right mental health treatment can feel overwhelming. And especially if you've got something you're dealing with on top of that, Talkiatry helps you move from, I know this is something I really need help with, to actually having a psychiatrist who listens and gives you a clear, professionalized treatment plan. And I know for me or the people in my life, that's what I want. But I know that in practice, it's not easy to take the steps necessary, and there's a lot of obstacles in the way. And that's where Talkiatry comes in. Talkiatry is a 100% online psychiatry practice that provides comprehensive evaluations, diagnoses, and ongoing medication management for whatever conditions you're dealing with. Unlike therapy-only platforms, Talkiatry is psychiatry. You're seeing a medical provider who can diagnose mental health conditions and provide medication when it's appropriate. All 800-plus clinicians are in-network with major insurers, so you can use your existing insurance instead of paying monthly subscriptions or out-of-network costs. And because you continue with the same provider, you're not starting over each visit. Your treatment can evolve with you, so you're actually making progress over time. More than 300,000 patients have already found high-quality psychiatric care through Talkiatry. Head to talkiatry.com/sleep to complete the short assessment and get matched with an in-network psychiatrist in just a few minutes. That's talkiatry.com/sleep to get matched in minutes. Talkiatry.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody, Scoots, have you been listening to Sleep With Me longer than a year? Do you love giving gifts and getting gifts? And is Sleep With Me a gift in your life? Do you listen on a regular basis? What was it like before Sleep With Me? And if the show is a good part of your life, how good does that feel? If someone gave you Sleep With Me as a gift, what would it feel like? Connection, relief, sleepy joy, and delight? Even just the gift of relief, of sleep, so your day is a little bit better tomorrow. I mean, that's a pretty good gift, right? Now imagine you could give that gift to 99 other people, because when you sign up for Sleep With Me Plus, that's the impact you have. You're $7 a month, you're $60 a year, $120, $240 a year. It gives the gift of Sleep With Me all those feelings. to 99 other people every single night. And you get the gift of a thank you video from Scoots, my undying gratitude, the gift of peace of mind that the podcast is going to be there, the gift of the best way to listen to the show on Sleep With Me Plus. But it's really about those feelings, that gift in your life. Just imagine boxing up all the good feelings, all the relief, all the impact Sleep With Me has had on your life, and giving it to one person. The look on their face, the fact that they don't have to worry anymore, that their boyfriend, they can count on them. But the thing is, when you support the show on Sleep With Me Plus, it's not just that one person. There's 99 other people in line behind them. And you're giving that gift to each of them. They're smiling. They're receiving it. They're saying thank you. And then they get in bed and get cozy and have some relief in the deep, dark night. And I get to keep making the show because of you. So you get the gratitude of 99 other people listening longer than a year and me. So thank you so much. If you want to give that gift, and maybe you get to give the gift of Sleep With Me to yourself again, too. You could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. Oh, Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out on the show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Hannah like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. Hey, by the way, if you've been listening to the show longer than a year, we're having a little bit of competition. It ends at the end of September. If you spread the word about the show, be sure when you tag me in social media or you send me a message to the contact form on our website, let me know how long you've been listening to the show, because we're going to keep track. We're going to have a party. Are the 1 years going to take it? Are the 2 years going to take it? Or will people have been listening 10 years spread the word about the show more? Well, we'll have a party and you'll find out. And one of those people will get a lifetime subscription to Sleep With Me Plus as a Boar Bestie. So pretty good deal. So get out there, spread the word, let me know about it, and be a part of something positive. What do you say we get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble, getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. That could be thoughts on your mind, thoughts about the past, the present, the future, thoughts you're thinking about, or thoughts that are, I don't know, thoughts that kind of, they feel like they're like, they want your attention now, right at bedtime. Yeah, that are kind of jostling you, or you say, I got to talk to you right now. You say, but yeah, I'm about to go to sleep. So it could be thoughts, could be feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally, whether your feelings are related to those thoughts or they're also just making an appearance right at bedtime. You say, perfect time. I mean, I do mean that sarcastically, feelings. I mean, there are perfect time feelings. There's perfect time for them. Bedtime. I guess it's better for me to just like feel them and let them pass and not get into it with them. Inevitably, I do. But it could be feelings about the past or something coming up in the future, or they're just there. It's tough to pause. It's tough not to get caught up in debating my thoughts, my feelings, maybe even physical sensations. Maybe it's changes in time, temperature, routine. You're going through something. You got something coming up. You're in the middle of something. You're getting over something. You're traveling, you have guests, whatever it is. The only reason I like to kind of touch on some of the things that get in the way of my sleep and a lot of listeners' sleep or impact it is so you get the sense you don't have to do this alone, that there's other people out there that understand where you're coming from. And not only do they understand, they wish you well, because myself and everybody listening right now that listens on a regular basis or that counts on the show when they need it, they're wishing you well right now because they get it. They say, I know it's non-positive for me when I can't sleep. I know what it feels like for me, and it's not great. And if it's like anything like that for you, I really hope this podcast can help you out. So, yeah, it's like just see how it goes. Because you deserve a bedtime you don't have to dread. You deserve a bedtime where you get the rest you need on a regular basis so your life is more manageable tomorrow. You deserve a bedtime you could look forward to or at least feel neutral about. You say, well, at least I got that podcast to listen to. That guy's, he's kind of silly most of the time. I don't know, he's going to talk about Bake Off later. And there's listeners that discovered the show. They never knew something like this could exist or that it would help them. Having a boyfriend, like just something to take your mind off stuff and listen to that's a little bit different. But if you're new, they're also, or you're coming back, they're glad. The regular listeners are like, holy cow, welcome, really. I really, truly hope this podcast can help you where it helped me and help relieve some of that stuff in the deep, dark night. And I'm not sure if you can sense that, but that's happening right now across the world. Right in this moment, someone is wishing you well. Not just one person, but a lot of people. And they're hopeful for you. And some of those people have been through something or very similar to what brought you here, or they deal with something on an ongoing basis similar. So they really get it. And they're really sending you kindness and comfort across the deep, dark night right now. And you can feel it. Maybe you can feel it wash over you or pass through you or pass overhead like a cloud. Or you could send it out if you want to. But this is the kind of most important part of the show, is that we are in this together. I guess indirectly and separately, but we're still together here, gathered in the deep, dark night. And it is a special thing, even though it's low pressure and we're allowed to have our own space. It's nice to be on the sending and the receiving end, or the awareness end that that's happening in this world right now. These well wishes are going through the deep, dark night and through things that most of us have a tough time with, right? So that's what I mean when I say I'm glad you're here and that you're in good company and that you don't have to do this alone, that we're here, because a lot of us have had the experience of having a roommate, having a sibling, sharing a bedroom, having a house full of people, sharing a bed with someone, but not being able to sleep and not feeling like anyone gets it at all. We get it here. So this show is different, though. The way it works is I send my voice across to the deep, dark night. I use lulling, soothing, creaky dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous tangents. So I go off topic, I get mixed up, I forget what I was talking about. Then I repeat myself. Then I kind of, whatever I was talking about at the beginning of the show, I get distracted by something. maybe I say, I do some sort of, I guess this is always a monologue, but sometimes you're like, oh boy, that's a law. I don't know if it's a monologue that you're tangenting about now. I'd say the lone log, it does sound like we've probably done a story about that. The lovely lone log. But because we all know that a lonely lone log is actually full of life and wonder. Maybe even some Wawa wonder. I mean, probably because it's full of water. You see, but most of the lone logs I've discovered in the woods, they do a good job. By the way, logs, great job absorbing water. You really do a good job at that. And that makes you more, do you feel zesty because you're full of life? What was I saying? I go off topic about stuff. There you go. This is also a podcast. When you get here, you probably are not going to like it if you're new. You're probably going to wonder. You're not even going to Wawa wonder. You're going to be, what in the name of wonder is this? And that's like a very normal way to get to the show. I mean, of course, if you're tired, you're having trouble sleeping, you've tried stuff your whole life or during this period, and nothing has really helped, and you probably spent a lot of money like I have, and then you get here, and you're like, what is this? I thought this was a sleep pod. Somebody recommended this? People listen to this stuff? That's a normal way. I embrace that response. That's a normal way to respond to the show. Why wouldn't you be skeptical or doubtful? You had a reasonable idea what a sleep podcast would be. This is a bit different. And that's not even the point of the show. This isn't a point counterpoint situation. Those are all good things. And it does take listening 2 or 3 tries. That's what people over the past 13 years have said to me on a sometimes on a daily basis, sometimes on a weekly basis, sometimes on a monthly basis. Hey, at first I didn't like you or the show. Then I listened again. And for some people that spans years because they were like, what? Never again. But then they tried again. And they said, wait a second, there is something here. There is some kindness and friendliness here. And then on the 3rd or 4th try, they're like, oh, and then I woke up. Scooch, you distracted me or you comforted me. Even when I couldn't sleep, you offered me some relief and some comfort. And that's how you become a regular listener, but you don't need to. You never need to like me or the show for everything I set up into this point to be true. And so we have a website set up just for you. If you already know you don't like me or the show, and I laugh because it's like totally cool. Like, we have a website set up for you. Or if you've tried the show 3 or 4 times, and it's sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. You just answer a couple questions. I'll bring you to a list of other sleep podcasts and sleepy stuff. And I don't know how long that website's been up, 5, 6, 7 years, maybe longer. I have no idea because it works. I'm pretty sure it's been up. Well, I don't even know. So, but because you still deserve a good night's sleep, even if this show can't help you, we can introduce you to something that might. So there's that. Then, so it's okay if you don't like the shows. I guess that's what I'm saying. But give it a few tries. You got nothing to lose. One of the things that takes some getting used to is the fact that this is a sleep podcast and a podcast that you don't exactly listen to. You just kind of barely listen. It's like a TV on in the other room or on the other side of the house. Or out of focus picture or a show like you got playing on something under your pillow, sand passing through your hands, like a really boring seminar or presentation or class that you can't quite stay awake or pay attention to. It keeps drifting in and out, like clouds in the sky or wind in the trees. Or like something else an audiobook or something else you listen to, or a friend. And you say, you can just talk to me for a while. I just need some comfort and distraction for my thoughts or my feelings or my physical sensations. And can you just talk to me about the episode of the Great British Bake Off? But I can't promise I'm going to pay attention. That part might even go unsaid. I mean, especially if it's a good friendship. They say, yeah, just lie down and close your eyes. I mean, that's what I'm here to do. Just lay down and close your eyes and get comfortable once we start talking about Bake Off. Because I'm not here. It's like nice water passing between your toes. You don't have to. You can listen to me, but you don't need to listen to me. And that's also the sleep podcast side. I've been making the show for a while. And the show is not here to put you to sleep. There is no pressure for you to fall asleep. There's a reason the episodes are over an hour. So in 10, 20 minutes from now, you don't have to worry. Oh, is there only 5 minutes left? What am I going to do then? There's over 600 episodes in this ad-supported, listener-supported, free-to-use archive. So if you do become a regular listener, you can still pick your favorites and what works for you. So what else? It's there's people listening who can't sleep at all or who need a break during the day, they need something to listen to all night long. They have a job where they need something, whatever. Like, I'm here to the very end, whether you're awake or asleep, for them and for you. So again, there's no pressure to fall asleep. I'm not here to put you to sleep. I'm here to hang out with you and bring you some comfort, sleepy joy, and delight, or at least a distraction, a mild distraction. Because my job is to be your bore friend, your bore sib, your bore bruh, your bore bud, your bore bee, your boreman, your Boris Borloff, your chairman of the boards, your big Borbowski, your bore bay, your best bore friend forever. And just keep you company and hang out with you while you fall asleep. Because sometimes you just can't, you know what I mean? To relieve some of that stuff. And your boyfriend's just here to hang and chill. So that's a couple of things you need to know. Most people don't like the show first. It takes a lot of getting used to. It's a podcast, but you don't listen to it. It's a sleep podcast, but it doesn't put me to sleep. But what other news do you have for us? Great question. I like to run through the structures, also counterintuitive, particularly when you first get here. Yeah, let me run through the structure of the show so you know if you're new or if you came back or something. So this is a version of the podcast that you're most likely listening to, because most people listen to this free version linearly. So it starts off with a greeting. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so you feel seen and welcomed in. Then there's ads, because, it needs ads and listener support so we can make it and put it out for free. So that those are there. And then there'll be our intro to the podcast, which is a show within a show, totally separate from the support. And it's where it takes 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes for me to introduce what the podcast is, but I follow a familiar structure every time so that you have something, you see, okay, something reassuring and familiar, but every intro is different so that it's always new. And part of the reason is just, for me, I always needed something. If I had anything repetitive, it would just stop working for me. But I did want something familiar. So that's why every intro is new, but I don't know, it does follow the same structure so you get a sense of what the podcast is. But the intro also serves a couple of other purposes. One is it's not designed to put you to sleep. If you fall asleep fast, your best bet is to support the show directly. Or we have a story-only version, bedtime stories from Sleep With Me. And that still has to have ads so it can be free, but that might work. But for most people, and the way we design the show over the past 13 years is that the intro is meant to ease you into bedtime, not to put you to sleep. So most people there's no wrong way to listen, but you could be getting ready for bed. You could be winding down somewhere in your bedroom or outside your bedroom. Maybe you're doodling, looking out the window, petting your pets, chilling out, lying on the floor. I mean, lying on the floor on something, on a blanket or something is pretty nice. Or you could be in bed getting comfortable. Whatever it is, and that's what's just been shown to work, is having a wind down period to ease you into bedtime. That's what works for me. And that's everything I've learned about sleep, is like having a buffer between being awake and asleep. So that's what the intro does. Then there'll be support, and then there'll be our coverage of Great British Bake Off. And yeah, all told, we'll be here about a bit over an hour. I'm really glad you're here. I really hope we can help you out. Thanks again for coming by. And if this podcast does change your life on a nightly basis, if you could, we want to be here for you and everybody else. So if you consider supporting my sponsors or the show, you change the future of the podcast. So think about it. If it's changed your life, think about changing the life of the show too. Thanks. Hey, everybody, it's Scoots. Have you been listening to this podcast for longer than a year? Yes? Okay, great. Do you love getting gifts? Well, how about this? I'd love to surprise you with a gift. Maybe it's going to be a thank you video, a personal thank you video from Scoots. Maybe it'll be a membership to Sleep With Me Plus. Maybe it'll be something else. I'd love to surprise you with a gift when you give the gift to Sleep With Me to other people by just spreading the word about the show. One of the most powerful, free ways to impact the podcast and change someone else's life. If Sleep With Me is a gift to you, it's changed your life, let somebody know about the show, and then I'll surprise you. Or you could tag me in social media. You can let me know through the contact form on our website, and I'll try to surprise you with a gift. You could get a gift. You could give a gift. What a win-win-win. And make sure to let me know how long you've been listening, because that's important too. It's part of a bigger fun thing we're doing. So let me give you a gift. Thanks. Hey everybody, this is Scoots here, and this is Great British Bake Off, episode 2. I don't have the collection in front of me, because I was thinking tonight, just start with some of the facts that came out of the episode that I was interested in, see how long that takes, and then run through the episode. So there's something, I don't know about this one, we'll skip this one. It was about just barely making it through. What's the difference between jam, jelly, and preserves was a question I wrote. And let's see what I found out here on both Smucker's and Mrs. Wage's pages. Mrs. Wage's pages. How much of the fruit goes in the jar? And how chunky are they? Jelly, main ingredient is fruit juice. Jam, which is what they use in this episode, crushed or mashed fruit, and then I think this got passed through a sieve, a cheesecloth, some sort of filter. So I don't know, it was different, is mashed, not from, it was like mashed and cooked, wasn't preserves, basically. Thicker and more spoonable than jelly, does have some pulp and sometimes seeds. So I don't think this had seeds, but again, we'll see. Preserves, by the way, I've been making my own, not preserves, but kind of a compote preserves. It's whole berries, large pieces of fruit suspended in a light syrup or a loose jam-like base. Jam is the most jiggly. There's other jarred relatives, too. Marmalade is a citrus preserve, but also can include the rind or the peel. Oh, fruit butter. This is a good question I had. Apple butter, which I've seen at Trader Joe's before. No actual butter. Slow cooking fruit pulp until it becomes thick, dark, and spreadable, like a dense puree. And then there's mixed jams that can have spices, nuts, and raisins. According to the, I do like preserves because I'm trying to get, maybe one day I'll do a real-time recipe because I have been working on my own recipes lately. Okay, also Dodgy and Artful Dodger come up in this episode. Dodgy kind of means in our movements, getting out of the way, or on the other end, like you say, hey, could you do this for me? Well, a little bit of deflecting, but it's more quintessentially British and used in Britain, Australia, and New Zealand as slang. Can be an all-purpose word there. And there's a lot of places to find stuff there. There's a bunch of different slang things. A Wikidictionary are good places to learn more. Then we have the old Artful Dodger from the Dickens Fair. Jack Dawkins. Hello, And it's from Oliver Twist. Right now we're reading Pickwick Papers, and we'll probably in the holidays keep reading through Christmas Carol. But yeah, Artful Dodger's a leader of a group of friends that Oliver joins. And they also do some consulting with Fagin. And just a famous or nearly archetypal, at least to me archetypal, because I spend so much time at the Dickens Fair. Hopefully 2026 I make it back to Dickens, There's the Artful Dodger. Next question comes up a lot of these British Bake Off episodes, and I do have to find myself returning to it. Let's talk about buttercream and other things, because I keep getting that stuff mixed up. Those are different frostings and toppings that go on things, including this, or fillings. So buttercream is, it can mean more than one thing, right? So let's start with that. And I guess especially if you're at a big brand grocery store, it can be dodgy, I guess you'd say. So American buttercream is usually a shortening, though it can sometimes have butter, powdered sugar, and then a splash of milk or cream. It's very sweet in flavor, but also I think depending on the ingredients, it can also be so whatever they're using as a butter, like a shortening, and this I did not look into more, can create this it makes it less palatable, right? It makes it more last and hold its shape well, but it leaves something on the tongue, that's to me, not when you look at it, you're like, oh boy, this is going to be like descending into a heavenly cloud. Okay, let's go on to meringue or European buttercreams. And there's Swiss and Italian. Those have egg whites, granulated sugar, and unsalted butter. Silky, buttery, less sweet, like clouds of butter. But the sugar is not gritty because it's dissolved in the egg whites first. I don't know if I made one of these. They do have meringue powder. Swiss is made by whisking sugar and egg whites together over a double boiler. And the Italian is made by putting hot sugar syrup into whipping egg whites. I should have looked up what the meringue powder does. Then there's French buttercream. That's egg yolks, sugar syrup, and butter. This might be, this sounds like my favorite, rich custardy and heavy. Yolks instead of whites. So like a thick pastry cream, maybe not the best topping. Maybe it's better for filling. Then we have cream cheese frosting. That's cream cheese, butter, powdered sugar. Ermine, that's cooked flour frosting. You haven't heard of this one. Flour, milk, sugar, and butter. Ganache is chocolate and heavy cream. Royal icing. Okay, this is another one. Royal icing is the one with meringue powder. Powdered sugar and egg whites or meringue powder. That one I've made for going on sugar cookies, right? And then whipped cream frosting or chantilly. That's heavy cream and sugar. Maybe some mascarpone or gelatin. That's fresh and airy. Okay, this one came up. I said, man, we got to get back into this research section Who is Action Man? It was a throwaway line, I think, that Matt said. And I said, did Matt really just say Action Man? So Action Man for generations in the UK was a definitive action figure similar to G.I. Joe in the U.S., and it was an action figure, which both in the U.S. and the U.K. said because the prevailing wisdom, quote unquote, at the time was that boys shouldn't play with dolls, which is like, but you're just changing the verbiage. So I played with dolls. I did play with dolls. I mean, that's actually where the Sleep Podcast came out of, was me playing with my daughter's dolls as an adult, so not even as a child. But yeah, some of my dolls were robots. They were toys. So originally it was a licensed copy of that toy, but then had a British identity through the 60s, through the 90s. Movable, fun friend. And they said, at first this thing's dressed a little too American, so let's give it some more British sensibility. So they did that. They also emphasized it had 12 points of articulation. So like G.I. Joe, there's different, you could wrists, elbows, rotate shoulders, sometimes wrists, or most of the time wrists. The original Star Wars figures were less articulating, I guess. Oh, they had softer rubber hands. Maybe they all did. Fuzzy hair. And eagle eyes. You could move the eyes in the 70s. A feature of, that's cool. Then in the 80s, with the popularity of Bond, got into Bond styling and Bond plotting in the commercials. And then going on adventures, deep in the sea, in the mountains, the poles. And yeah, I did not have time to dig into the world of catalogs in YouTube, but I will do that. But yeah, some of the cartoons I kind of did a quick glance over, similar to ones in the U.S. Lights, Cameras, Action Man, including Nemesis or Nemesi, Forts, sound effects, mechanical friends, taglines, definitely taglines. I got to learn more about this. And creating your own endings. And then, going on adventures in the 90s. Took on a 90s style, man. I drink Mountain Dew. I listen to rock. Use hair gel that's purple when I take it out of the container, but when I put it in, it's not purple. I dress in that kind of sensibility. I'm 90s Action Man. And yeah, I do in the U.S. I would be doing it country cool. In the UK, I'm doing it county cool. So yeah, that was it. So let's see. Anything else about that? Maybe even made it to the aughts. So catchphrases, gadgets, and, kind of staying busy, staying full of action. Okay, then after that, I wanted to know more about Dutch windmills, right? And windmills played a plot, or not a windmill, actually, a water wheel mill played a thing in one of the Checking the Boredom episodes. So most of Europe, a windmill was a grist mill to turn wheat into flour. In the Netherlands, however, the land is below sea level. So they had mills that could pump water and then drain areas into fertile polders where you could grow things. And you had to create like a whole group of them to work together, because each windmill could only lift so much water. And in even one area, there was over 600 windmills in one area. They could help make ships, grind things, make paint, and grind other things, paper and food products. And if the wind is right, it could do as much work as 30 people. Now, what else is different? Well, there's stone. In some places you'd find stone. Dutch windmills, octagonal. That's hard for me to say without breaking it up. Octagonal. That doesn't sound right. And it was lighter because the soil was lighter. It had a rotating cap, so it could be turned to face the wind. And it spun counterclockwise, and that was based on the gears and the rigging of the sails. There's about 1,200. I'd like to go on a windmill tour, too, out of like maybe 9,000. And there's this traveler, Tina's blog, has everything you need to know, Holland.com. Wikipedia, of course, to find out more. Okay, snooker came up in this episode of the game. Yeah, just snooker, not very popular in the U.S. Why and what's up with it? Okay, it's 1875. It started with British people working in India. And there was a lot of different games played with these balls and sticks. There's also snooker was a military term in Britain. And then it was brought back to England. And the table, 12 by 6, smaller rounded pockets, making potting, as they call it, sinking a ball hard. 15 red balls worth 1 point each. And then the yellow balls were 2, green 3, brown 4, blue 5, pink 6, black 7, and then a cue ball. First, you have to put a red in. Then you can nominate a color. And then if you put it in, that ball's placed in the original spot, and then you go back to a red. Then once all 15 reds are potted, then you go through the colors in numerical order. Snooker is when you place the cue ball in a position where your opponent can't hit the required ball in a straight line. Never caught on in the U.S. Because of billiards. At the same time, U.S. is already creating its own sports with cues, as they say. 4-ball and pocket billiards were already popular in American saloons. Also, space-wise, the snooker table is much larger. And also, our attention spans. American pool is faster and about making shots. And if you want to watch it as a spectator, it's more interesting, where snooker can take up to 60 minutes for a single frame. And it's more about the, the refined skills than just trying to sink balls. A little bit slower, more strategic. Okay, speaking of games, what about reversey? I didn't ask about the difference between Othello and reversey, but should have. Okay, reversey is one of these games. It's quick to learn, but not easy to, become great at. 8x8, uncheckered board, 64 discs, different color on each side. One side lighter, one side darker. And we don't know exactly. There's two different stories of where the game was created. So there's reversey and Othello. Oh, this is interesting. Othello was inspired by the Shakespearean play. And in that version, the starting position is fixed. 4 discs in the center, and the rules were standardized. And that came to popularity in the 70s, starting in Japan. The Victorian version of Reversey, 1883 or so, 2 different people were competing with the game, their version of the game. But yeah, you're trying to surround the other person's pieces and flip them. Basically, basic gameplay, you're going to have the majority of your discs on the board. You place the disc on the board so it outflanks one or more of your opponents in a straight line. All of your opponent's discs between your new piece and existing piece get flipped. I have to try to play this on my phone so I can remember how to play. Like chess, you have to make a move. If you can't make a move, you pass. Unlike chess, I guess. Because the game ends in a draw if you can't move. Which somehow, playing chess on Duolingo, I find myself say, man, I didn't know I could go out on a draw. Game ends when neither player can move or the board is full. In the middle of the game, it might look like one person's dominating, but it can flip really fast. And in high-level play, the most important squares are the 4 corners, because once a disc is in a corner, it can never be flipped back. So there's a little... there's also an Othello World Cup. Oh, yeah, and it is popular online, since I'm sure I played it. Pangolins, it also sounds like I think this is a UK thing. I'm trying to think if this is like an aardvark. Let me see if I can find a picture. Oh, armadillo. Okay. Because they both are kind of turtle-like. I don't know. They mentioned on this episode. I think they're maybe cuter. I don't know. Pangolins have no teeth. So, I mean, that might make them cute. The armadillos are very cute. And then the last thing they came up was like hobby horses, rockers. Let me just look through here what we got. Could go all the way back to the 1600s. But very popular in the Victorian age. That's when like the glider, Queen Victoria was a big fan. That's why I probably see him at the Dickens Fair. Yeah, I'll bring one to the Renaissance Fair this summer. Then we had ones with like when I was a kid. But again, also space-wise, even the one I had as a kid, it was out on like the porch, like in a house we lived in when I was a little kid. It had like an indoor-outdoor outside room. I think that was our living room. It was like a porch that was once screened in that then had windows, like that you ran on like a thing you spun around. It might not be, it might be a thing. It's, associated with stories and, the Rocking Horse Winter. Oh, it's also in Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So, yeah, that's everything. So let's do like a run through this episode here now, if I can get it loaded up. All right, so this episode opens with a cold open that I mentioned in the cold open of this podcast, I think. We have Noel and Matt as a biscuit and a wafer cookie. And then Paul says, oh, hello. Let's see if I can get some of the... First, there's birds chirping, according to the thing. Excited for Biscuit Week? Oh, I'm over the moon. Yeah. Yeah, then, hey, look at the blue eyes on that guy. He's looking at us and smacking his lips. Bye-bye. And then Noel tries to introduce the show. Then we go to a little preview. We have everybody going into the tent. Looks like a lovely day. Talking heads. Some feeling good, some not feeling so good. And this it's Biscuit Week. Collection 9, episode 2, by the way. So first up, they talk about eating biscuits. Over 14 years, Noel thinks he might have ate 114 biscuits. That's 24 brandy snaps. These are lace biscuits, by the way, in the U.S., so they should have a good snap. They can be any shape, coated, dipped, or filled. 2 hours. So, yeah, immediately in the U.S., I think you think of ginger snap when you hear brandy snap, but these are brandy snap. Brew likes to make them. They have to be 24 identical, right? So that's tough. Batch baking. You have to have the look, and they have to taste good in textures. Soft interior, crispy outside. And you don't want to sog it up, because if the brandy snap doesn't snap. So I don't know if I've had a real traditional brandy snap. So Lizzie's going to do apple pie like the Golden Arches deep fried one that maybe they still serve in the UK. When I was a kid, there was a point, I think maybe after I got my license, that I was like, that these were still deep fried in the US, and I discovered them. And they were famous for coming very warm. And I would go there. I mean, I think they were probably like 50 cents or $1. Sometimes I would go there and then go back. So she's going to do that. Cristal's doing apples too. So you're putting in different things. So everybody's working away. We get to see people's family and sisters. Cristal's sisters, and they seem like they have a great relationship. Apple of my pie. So talk about family with Noel, trust stuff. Maggie is going to make a traditional brandy snap. See her sailing. She's got a camper van where she keeps it really nice. She's also got nice red boots on. Hers is going to be rolled up with black currant chantilly. So that chantilly cream, you got to melt the sugar. It's like some sort of caramel. It looks like brown sugar and butter, and trying to dissolve everything. George is making kind of a Greek version based on his grandmother with pistachios and orange blossoms. It's going to be a strong spice to it, but he's practiced it, though he's not having luck with his dissolving his sugar. Amanda's done a bunch in practice, cooking on the hob, as she says. But I don't know, she's putting stuff down. I'm not sure what she's putting down. She's new to making brandy snaps. Her daughter's name's Sophia, too. Hers are going to be open sesame style, stem ginger. Then we have Freya's doing one with coffee liqueur, praline, hazelnut praline, and froth. So kind of like a cappuccino. Noel likes how she says cappuccino. She's a competitive horse jumper. She likes riding on the beach with her horse. Riding on her horse on the beach. Reminds me of the one time I rode that horse. That's one of the most popular episodes we ever did. Just recapping riding on a horse. Cappuccino. I don't know how she says it because it's on mute now. Rose Chica is doing one from Ibiza, maca with Irish cream. She's in Birmingham. This one's going to be shaped like, it looks good. Ice cream cone, espresso. It looks delicious. Hopefully the alcohol is cooked out of it, or it's just like a flavoring, because otherwise you can't have it, you know. Okay, then we have Chigs. He's doing espresso martini brandy snaps. He's playing soccer with his nephew. He likes to get out and about, man. He's like, yeah, I like drinking espresso martinis. So Chigs has extra batter just in case. Everybody's putting stuff in the oven. I'm still not sure if these are the brandy snaps or what, but we'll see. Everybody's putting stuff in the oven. 9 minutes, 8 minutes. I don't know. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, they're from sugar. If it's just sugar and butter, yeah, you got to be careful. Oh, so they're lacy, but they're lacy because of when they bake. You don't pre-lace them. They just come out lacy, and then you can form them. Maybe from the bubbles must be in the butter and the sugar. So people take them out of the oven, they're shaping them. Yarzino runs with his dog. That looks pretty nice. He's reading a book. He's making chocolate, passion fruit, and pineapple brandy snaps. And everybody goes back, trying to make their mix-ins, which is a lot of blending and mixing and measuring. Creme de cassis, chantilly cream, chopping, stem ginger, chocolate, crumble. Oh boy, apple crumble. Hello. And Lizzie's is a little bit more congealed than she'd like. Hers cream. Oh, we got Jurgen. His is a chai creme pat. He's using a lot of cinnamon and chai. We see a picture of him from like as a photographer. Then he's working with spreadsheets. So his is interesting. Cubed mango. Then we have Giuseppe, hazelnut butter, chocolate creme pat. He's trying to get the ratio right. Growing up in Italy, he loved food. And, he's going to try the different creams and hazelnut, et cetera, et cetera. Batch baking. He's got baked hazelnuts. Gonna have everything ready? Hope so. Thanks, everybody. Okay, everybody goes back to work. We get our time constraints. And finally we get to the final assembly. And everybody's starts doing the best. But for the most part, these look pretty appetizing. And everybody has extras too, which must have been nice behind the scenes. So everybody's like, does this look all right? Hope they're tasty. What is the judges going to say? Well, let's find out. Paul and Prue come in. And hey, Freya. Brandy snappuccinos, they do look good. Coffee liqueur, good snap, nice flavor. Too strong on the coffee, though. 8 tablespoons of espresso. Well, I like that flavor. And I don't know, Paul and Prue are kind of in disagreement. Prue likes it better than Paul. Amanda's open sesame. You did this with the cold method? Yeah, so they're delicate, falling apart. But the flavor's delicious. Thank you. Stem ginger, lovely. But it doesn't look good. Better as a pudding. But Bruce stays around and eats a little more. Yarzino, laid back, a little bit of rushing, huh? Yeah, we've seen this before. I don't know, they didn't think the chocolate would go with the fruit, but it does. Good sound idea. Roshika, there's variety in size. Some are longer than others. Okay, it's delicious and boozy. She's like, yeah, put an extra tablespoon in for you, Prue. George, hello, George. Hello. Yeah, a bit irregular, right? In sizes. Good crunch. Wow, that flavor really, really works well. They're just a mess. So very original, but a bit messy. Sensational, though. So George, she blushes. Cristal, she closes her eyes and prays before they get here. And she's a lovely snap. Flavor's good. Crumble, crunch, cinnamon. You've done well. And we have Lizzie. Claggy. Hopefully it's delicious. Congealed does not sound good. It does taste apple and brandy. Creme diplomat's nice. Altogether, lovely mouthful. Giuseppe. Really pretty. They look elegant, uniform, nice lace. See the taste. Brandy's delicious, crisp. Kind of lost the chocolate flavor. Hazelnut, but done well. So he gets by. Chigs, nice and lacy. Chocolate comes through. Brandy snaps. Right amount of sweetness. Not enough coffee flavor, though. So very good, but, Maggie, small. They could use more color. She says she's disappointed. Sogged up. Your cream sogged it up. They aren't baked enough. Chewy. Delicious, but not, practicalities did not work. She's disappointed. Onwards and upwards. Urigan, they look good. Nice and even, lovely and thin. Crunch. Cardamom, cinnamon work well. Okay, something overwhelming in there. Creme pats, delicious. Okay, very, very well. Oh, very good. Matt tries it. Matt shakes his hand, but it doesn't mean anything if I shake your hand. So they go back. Okay, the talking heads time. Then we go to the gingham, the gingham mystery. What's it going to be here? Paul, it's from Paul. Pretty straightforward. Read your recipe. There's your hint. Read the recipe. And they head off. Paul's got a lot on his mind. What's he going to watch while they cook? Everybody laughs. So for the technical challenge, childhood favorite, sandwich jammy biscuit. 2 biscuits, short and tender, smooth buttercream, and jam. 12 of them. 1 hour, 45 minutes. And they have to start. And everybody's like, I think I've had these. I don't know. Never made them, never eaten them. That's what Roshika says. You can buy these in a shop. Why would you eat? Somebody said that. Paul, why would we do this? Well, they're familiar. Great challenge, though. Straightforward, but it's got to be spot on. I want it to look good. Got to chill the biscuit dough, then press it to get the ridges. We got to be the same thickness. It's a shortbread. So you have the biscuit snap, buttery flavor. Jam will cut the sweetness. Simple, lovely biscuit. And I'm assuming Paul made those. So read the recipe carefully. Ponder every word. It's like literally barely any words. Hardy har har. Smooth raspberry jam. Put the sugar in. Jam maker. I'm a jam eater. Is what someone said. So everybody gets to work. They got to drain their jam, roll their biscuits, chill their biscuits, press their biscuits. So it is a lot to juggle, right? There's biscuits flying around, trying to get cooked, stuff falling out of the oven, waiting at the fridge, waiting at the oven, being like, what's going to happen? Time starts running out. They got to put powdered sugar on them. So you got to be cool to do that. Then you need to put the jam and the buttercream on them. And then the time's up. Jurgen eats one of his own. And everybody puts their biscuits up behind their biscuit behind your biscuit, right? And Paul and Bruce start with Maggie's. They don't know who's whose, though. Lost definition, different sizes. Bottoms aren't as baked. It's crumbly, though. Jam the buttercream. It's just a look. Yarzino, lost shape, flat. Difference top and bottom. Not consistent. Hard, not buttery. Not sure. Manda. Top is small and bottom. Delicate, crumbly. Good flavor. Proper shortbread. Who's that? Lizzie. Everybody laughs. Underbaked. Thick at the bottom. Chigs. Pretty consistent, but there's no definition. And biscuits are lovely, as it should be. Jurgen, refined definition. And good consistency. Nice. Freya, thick buttercream. Too much jam, too sweet. Chantel, Overboiled jam ruins all the textures. George, not properly cut and chilled. It shrank in the oven. Jam looks great. Buttercream, slightly underdone. Roshika, raw. Maybe it didn't get in the fridge enough. Giuseppe, bit thin. Prue likes it thin, though. Cream's good, shape's good, flavor's good, jam's good. So 11th spot, Roshika. They didn't get in the oven long enough, huh? 9th, Chantel. Then they went too fast. Amanda's 4th. Giuseppe. Freya, 3rd. Nearly there. Giuseppe, 2nd. Okay, so Jurgen comes in first. Everybody's like, wow, this Jurgen is serious. And everybody else that hasn't been doing well is starting to rethink things. For the showstopper, they have to do a 3D biscuit toy that has an interactive element. So a toy you could play with that does something like wheels on a car, lights in a dollhouse are the examples. Or Action Man. That's when Matt talks about Action Man. So they get ready, they get set, they bake. And Maggie's trying to get back in the game. Bruce talking about, you have to kind of use a gingerbread to structure it. If it's too soft, it'll collapse. So George is doing an airplane with a turning propeller that he used to have in his room. And he's calling Paul and Prue Airlines. And his is going to try to spin, apparently. Lizzie's going to do a truck that you could paint. So it'll come with like icing that you can paint with, like an art palette. Yarzino's making a sailing ship with sails and lighted windows. So that looks cool. Maggie's also doing like a beach scene with beach huts and people with toys like bodyboards. But she's like, yeah, like back when I was a kid, there wasn't a lot of toys. So we had to do stuff. And they're like, I guess it's a model, but technically you're not following the instructions. Jurgen also said, yeah, when I was a kid, we didn't have toys. But my grandpa made some windmill toys, mini Dutch windmill in the garden. And so, I'm going to do a windmill. So everybody's working with this gingerbread, except for Amanda's working with sugar cookie or shortbread type dough. We got a couple, Freya's doing a hobby horse or a rocking horse out of gingerbread. And then Amanda's doing a carousel style one, but American sugar cookie biscuits, which are like, how are you going to structure it? Well, I'm gonna figure it out. I guess gingerbread's just harder and more structurally sound. Everybody's gingerbread's coming out, and Amanda's already having trouble, like right away, with keeping her base together. So that becomes a thing. Chigs is doing a snooker table that you can actually play with. Gingerbread functional snooker table. And are you any good? Yeah, I used to be, and Matt sings him a snooker song. And then Giuseppe's doing reversey. And he even talks about the history. It goes back to the 18th century, or 19th century, 1800s. And Roshika's doing a jukebox, gingerbread pinball, which is right after my heart, with marshmallow cereal ball. That sounds great. Cristal is doing a vanity, like a toy vanity with a makeup kit and stuff, which is popular like when I was a kid. Iso malt mirror. So that's very collective. Oh, somebody says, yeah, I was raised by pangolins, Matt or Noel. We see Jurgen everybody's starting their assembly after their stuff comes out. Matt pretends Noel's a doll. Everything starts coming together. But obviously everybody's like, oh boy, is it going to come together or not? And they got 15 minutes left. And Liz, like, Amanda's just not going to stay together. And then, but George is also having problems. But he's like, I can't get it to spin. But he has time. It's assembled. So he keeps working on it. And he finally kind of gets it to spin and then fully gets it to spin. Jurgens is having trouble coming together. Same with Yerzino. But Amanda's having the biggest problem. Like hers is just a bit of a mess. So then we go to judging. George, his spins, has like candy floss, clouds. Everybody's like, wow, it's amazing. Design's good, looks good. Let's eat it. Nice wing. Not too hard, crisp. Works well. What's not to like? Then Roshika's, they're like, this is ingenious. It works. Looks good. Of course, Paul breaks it, but they take a bite. Delicate and thin. Texture spot on. Very good. Giuseppe's looks great. Classic ginger. Quite like it. Cardamom, cloves. Good job. Jigs. Paul's playing it. Very clever. I don't think it has enough balls or something. He has something to say about it. Bit cakey. But, yeah, missing a row of red balls. Lizzie, at first, they're like, paint along, like the fact you can paint it, we thought it's interesting, but a little gimmicky, a little strong in the flavor. Maybe the icing makes it better. Jurgens, they take a look at it. The windmill actually spins. It's high structure, and it's thin. Looks beautiful. Tastes not overly sweet. Lovely flavor. Nice job. Paul Lake's speaking German to him. Then we have Chantel. They put an earring on Paul and have a laugh. More like a pirate. They taste it. Lemon and poppy brush. That's pretty good. Design's clever, beautiful, spot on. Freya's beautiful. Love the painting. Hers is vegan, too, I'm pretty sure. Could be a bit softer, but it's not overly hard. Structurally sound. Thank you very much. Amanda's fell apart. And I say, well, it looks like it could have been beautiful. It's just too bad. You should have done gingerbread. Let's see the taste. And it was brave, but you shouldn't have chose. It's too delicate a biscuit. She's like, I did it 3 times before at home. It stayed up. So, yeah, okay. Well, can't go back in time. Maggie's beach playset, it looks a bit basic, a little thick. And, yeah, they tasted, could have been thinner, thick and heavy. Need to try harder. Well done. Yerzino, it looks a little rough and ready. One of your sails is missing. Cargo is loaded. All right, he says, you're waffling around. Let's have a taste of the biscuit. Cardamom comes through. Lovely blend, delicious, but rough and ready. Then they do talking heads. Yerzino, he's a little worried. Amanda's worried, and Maggie's worried. But it seemed like, yeah, it's between Maggie and Amanda. And then we go to the table talk. Yeah, okay, it was a good showstopper. Felt bad for Amanda because it tasted good. It was so delicate. Yerzino, the ship was a mess, but it did taste good. His baked seed tends to be messy. And then Maggie, she's just not having a good day. And I'm not sure that was a toy. Star Baker, Jurgen, Giuseppe, maybe. Jigs, okay. What about George? He's really jumped back into it, so he's got a good imagination. Concepts are good. He's just got to work on his delivery. Wow. Have you and George ever met in past life, Matt says to Prue? Like, have you ever, like, hung out or whatever, I think he's saying. So they come back out. Matt gets the news of the smartest cookie is Star Baker. Who's Jurgen? Again, 2 times in a row. And then Noel has to give out who's got to leave, which it really seemed like it was going to be Maggie. And I was like, oh, and there's Yarzino. I was like, holy cow. I thought that the taste at the end saved him, but it doesn't. So he says, well, I was kind of expecting it. It's too bad. I mean, they don't like messy. Amanda's relieved. And so is Maggie. And oh yeah, that's when she said I just barely made it through. Giuseppe's really happy with how things are going. You know, I haven't won it, but I'm doing decent. Jurgen calls his family. No one answers at first. So it's kind of funny. And then Benjamin answers, hey, I'm Star Baker again. No way. Then his wife gets on, I think. She says, really? My goodness. Yeah. So kind of sweet moment to end it out. And, yeah, that's the end of the episode. Good night, everybody. All right, buddy. This is Scoots here to tuck you in. And this is a post-roll message where if you're still listening, you know, I have, so where I talk to you about stuff, about keeping the show going. And this message is going out to people that have been listening longer than a year. So if you've been listening longer than a year, this message is going out to you. And we've got multiple messages. So the first question is, have you been listening to the show longer than a year? And do you like getting gifts? It's okay. Believe me, I like getting gifts. Do you like getting gifts? Okay. Well, if you like getting gifts and you've been listening longer than a year, what about the gift of a personal video from Scoots saying thank you? Or access to Sleep With Me Plus, a surprise gift from Scoots. What if Scoots was giving you a surprise gift of a welcome video or access to Sleep With Me Plus for free? Well, if you like getting gifts, I love giving them. And I'd love to surprise you with a gift just by spreading the word about the show, letting people know about the podcast. If you've been listening longer than a year, let people know how long you've been listening and tag me on social media or let me know about it through the contact form on our website. And maybe I'll surprise you with a gift. I'd love to. So, yeah, be surprised by Scoots. Now, another gift you could get surprised with is, if you like getting gifts, is a welcome video from Scoots, a personal welcome video when you sign up for Sleep With Me Plus. But that's just the beginning of the gifts with Sleep With Me Plus, because if you like getting gifts, like Sleep With Me Plus is like giving yourself the gift of the best way to listen to the show. Ad-free full episodes, ad-free story-only versions of the show that come out on the same day as the full episodes in 2 separate podcasts. So if you only like story-only shows, you have access to almost everything in a story-only format. I think all the way back to like the 500s. So 900-something story-only episodes. If you like full episodes, you get ad-free full episodes. And Boar Friends and Boar Besties get all the way back to episode 2. Boar Buds, you get access, I think, back to the 500-600s. Maybe even further back, because I'm not good at that stuff. If you're a Boar Bestie or Boar Friend, you get all intro episodes twice a month, a new all intro episode. And you get an all-night episode, which is a 4-hour compilation. This month we've got the first 5 episodes of Frank, But you Sleep With Me Plus is built with how you listen, particularly if you've been listening longer than a year. It's an amazing gift to give yourself. And then you get the gift of being a part of the Sleep With Me community. You get my, not just a thank you video, but really my endless gratitude, because I can only keep making this show. When people give me the gift of supporting the work that goes into the show, you get the gift back. So I don't know, having endless gratitude from Scoots, it's a pretty good gift, I think. So if you like getting gifts, think about signing up for Sleep With Me Plus, or spreading the word and being surprised by Scoots, or both. Because there's always surprises for Sleep With Me Plus members. Now, what about giving gifts? Some of you are like, well, I like getting gifts and giving gifts. Okay. Well, think about this first. Is Sleep With Me a gift in your life? Has it been a gift at bedtime? For your sleep? For your rest? For your daytime? Is it a gift as a part of your life? You've been listening longer than a year. Does it feel like a gift? And what does that gift feel like? Does it give you comfort, relief? Does it break through the loneliness? Does it just put you at ease? I don't know what it feels like for you, right? But does it feel good? Some part of the gift of Sleep With Me, does it feel good? Now imagine giving that gift to someone else, something that feels that good for you, and you get to give it to people. You get to give people that gift in a real way, change their lives, like Sleep With Me has changed yours. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Guess that'd be a pretty good gift to get, and you're giving it. And there's tons of ways. There's two ways you could do it. You could let people know about the show for free, and when they discover the podcast, and it happens to be, they happen to be the one person that needs that gift, that this is the gift for them, like, you change their life, and that's real. Now, you may have to let a lot of people know about the show, or just let people know how long you've been listening to the show and how it's impacted your life. But when you give that gift to the person that needs it, that's what it came down to for you, right? You needed the show, or you're looking for it, it was the right fit, and you and the show found one another. Can you imagine giving that same gift to somebody else? Changing someone's life? I guess that's a two-way gift. But what about if you could give that gift to 99 other people who've been listening longer than a year? Because when you support the show on Sleep With Me Plus, those are the numbers. When you support the show on Sleep With Me Plus, you're supporting it for 99 people who have listened longer than a year, and tons of other listeners too. But think about giving that gift in a real way. Like, really, if you support the show, the podcast will be around a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And as soon as you start supporting the show, you're helping us keep it going in a real way. So you're $7, you're $60 a year, $120, $240 a year, whatever. For $60 a year, you could give a gift nightly to 99 other people. And if you love giving gifts, that's pretty good. And think about if Sleep With Me is a gift in your life. Do you want to give that gift to other people? I mean, and you can also give the gift to yourself of having the best way to listen to the show. Sleep With Me Plus was designed with people that listen to the show on a regular basis in mind. It was built with you in mind. If you've been listening longer than a year, Sleep With Me is a gift and a part of your life. And you could give yourself that gift, but in a real way. People have been listening longer than a year. That means it's a pretty big part of their life. 99 other real people around the world. You're not giving them one gift. You're giving them a regular gift. And feel that. Feel what it feels like for you when you think about Sleep With Me being a gift in your life. Feels pretty good, huh? And I bet it would feel pretty good for all those 99 people that count on the show. But they just aren't in a place, they're kind of hoping somebody out there gives them the gift to sleep with me. So maybe it's you. Think about it. Think about how good it would feel to give that gift. Okay, Scoots, this is Scoots. I got one last message for all you in bed while I have you. We've talked about giving gifts. We've talked about getting gifts. We've talked about sleep with me as a gift. But what about competition? You say, Scoots, what do you mean? Well, we all know about competitive gifting if you have siblings or relatives or friends. But this isn't about competitive gifting. It's about competition. If you've been listening longer than a year, are you competitive? And the first question to ask yourself is, are you competitive individually or part of a team? Do you like winning? Or do you like the thrill of figuring out? I don't know. Sometimes for me, it's like getting close, figuring it out. But are you competitive? It's okay. I am. I'm really competitive when it comes to some stuff. When I come to that thrill. And sometimes I'm competitive as part of a team and individually, especially when it comes to board games. But are you competitive? Because if you are, and you've been listening longer than a year, we're starting a competition right now. Which group is going to spread the most word about the show or support the show, right? People have been listening 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, I have my guess. What do you think out of those groups is the most likely group to spread the word about the show, actively participate in a competitive way, or to support the show? Because I think a lot of people would guess, and they'd probably not be accurate. But I'm not going to, I don't know. How long you've been listening, because you're part of that team. But it really will come down to one individual on each team. Some teams are going to have more players, right? The 1 to 2. I mean, if you're in that 4, 5, 6 or over 7 year category, your team's really going to count on you, because the team with 1 to 2 years, you know, they've been listening less. They have less episodic knowledge, but they probably have a lot more people in that group. Here's the thing. If you spread the word about the show, let me know and let other people know how long you've been listening. If you support the show on Sleep With Me Plus, when you sign up, I'll send you a video. Let me know how long you've been listening for so I can add you to that list. And let's see, it's August now. At the end of September, we'll see which group. I'd love to hear, though. I'd love to hear your guesses, right? Which group of listeners, because I hope I'm wrong too, but I'm like, man, I mean, it is a balanced competition, right? If you've been listening longer than 10 years, the show's had a pretty significant impact on your life, and you've listened to a lot of Sleep With Me. But if you've listened 1 or 2 years, maybe you're a little fresher. Maybe the show has a more visceral impact because it's becoming a part of your life, and maybe you're more excited about it. So yeah, this is like a classic competition, and it doesn't even have to be a sports analogy. Your group could become the number of the year. What if you're listening? This could be the year of this many years. So anyway, that's another fun thing you could do. You say, yes, because I'm not interested in gift giving or getting, but oh boy, am I interested in winning. Well, I mean, you'll be giving out gifts by spreading the word about the show or supporting the podcast. But yeah, I mean, it is a fun competition. So I'd love for you to partake and be a part of this thing. And I've been going through this long, meandering message to tuck you in. There's a ton of easy ways to do it for free. By spreading the word and giving the gift of show to other people, or letting me know how long you've been listening to the show. And that really has a positive impact on the shows you'll hear in the mini-sodes. Or by giving the gift of Sleep With Me to 99 other people that have been listening longer than a year. That's pretty cool, too. So, and giving the gift of Sleep With Me Plus to yourself. By the way, you could give the gift of Sleep With Me Plus to yourself. And let me know how long you've been listening. and then you're like gifting yourself. This is like you say, Scoots, you're so generous. Well, I think I relate to. I'd say, well, like, yeah, but I'd like a pretty good gift for myself. And wait, you said there's a chance to win. Well, technically, I mean, I will have here's the thing: we will have a cake on camera and a birthday gathering with. I'll get. How about this? If I'll get balloons. I'll get a cake with candles, and I don't know, maybe who knows what else. But get out there, spread the word, or support the show. Let me know how long you've been listening after you do those things. Because, let somebody know about the show or tag me in social media, and then let me know how long you've been listening to the show. And, that's an easy way to spread the word. Hey, I've been listening to this podcast for 3 years, and it's been helping me sleep for these past 3 years. I've been through, you don't have to even share this publicly, but I've been through a lot the past 3 years, and I'm grateful for Sleep With Me, because that's the thing. I've been through a lot the past 2 years, and I'm grateful for everybody who listens to the show, sends me kindness, spreads the word about the show, supports the show so I can keep making it, and everybody else that works on the show can keep making it. And, I really appreciate it. So with that, I'll say goodnight. Thanks, everybody.